Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is the show of the week, the one that everyone's been waiting for, the A-class talent and the A-class roster and the A-class brand that is ECW. We are here and we are on the road to the Royal Rumble, but tonight there are some questions that need to be answered. Tonight we look, as we head towards the Royal Rumble and that hellacious triple threat match for the ECW Championship, and think, what is going to happen in tonight's main event when Samoa Joe, the man who added himself to the ECW Championship mix last week by beating Seth Rollins somehow, goes one-on-one against the phenomenal one AJ Styles. Styles' first match since losing the ECW Tag Team titles at Guilty as Charged to the Authors of Pain. Is AJ Styles going to be in the right frame of mind to go one-on-one against the Samoan Submission Machine? We're going to find out in due time as this one gets underway. It's going to be another big night of ECW action, as it always is. And I am joined here tonight by the Raw General Manager, wanting to see what the best brand truly looks like. It's Dara Ronaldo.
I've been on every show but mine this week. Way to go.
You're so good you missed the first Raw without that thing that you tried to get rid of for about 8 months.
Well, what happened? How do you feel about it?
Look, the less said about it, the better.
You feel great about it, don't you? But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to watch Hideo Itami. That's what this is.
You just come here specifically for Hideo Itami,
yep,
exclusively.
for this man. Yep, scouting talent.
What are you going to do with him?
Well, what do you think I'm going to do with him? He's a performer.
The same as what you've done to such incredible world star athletes like Triple H, Sting. Put them in no man's land.
That's not entirely true, alright?
Right, when was the last time we saw Sting?
He lost something.
Yeah, 3 months ago was the last time we saw Sting.
Well, you know, Sting is the type of character to pop out whenever he feels...
Boy, this is as real as it gets. This is live, pal.
You should know what I'm talking about. But anyways, Dean Ambrose.
Yep. We're starting things off with a Royal Rumble qualifier. Last week, Chris Jericho was unveiled as the first member going into the 2018 Royal Rumble. We're going to keep on adding to the list while we wait for the rest of the brands to play catch-up. Right, we will determine 2 more going to the Rumble.
Interesting. Now, I gotta ask, are you making these matches for you to get that Rumble win, or is it just sort of just throwing them together?
It's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. I mean, both Dean Ambrose and Hideo Itami have been out of sorts over these last 2 months. Both are looking for that big win. And a Royal Rumble, you know, heading to the Royal Rumble gives you a big win. I mean, it's only a 1 in 30 chance, but you still got a chance to go into WrestleMania.
So we very well could see Hideo Itami versus Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Months from now.
Yes. We absolutely could.
Is that a match you want to pay to see?
I mean, I don't pay to see anything, so, you know. I get it all for free, skis. What about you? How much would you pay to see Hideo Itami and Seth Rollins?
Well, you get it for free?
Yes.
They still made me pay.
It's because I show up more than 4 times a year.
Ooh, bringing out all the shots here tonight. Just like Dean Ambrose is bringing out shots to the leg.
I wish I had a shot after that to draw my sorrows in.
Wish you had a shot after the Bullet Club died.
Alright, credit where credit's due. That was a good one. Nice shot, Bullet. I liked it.
You know, for once, I don't need your thanks. But Dean Ambrose showing some vigor here. I think he's going to be the one taking it. What about you?
Probably going to be Ambrose, to be fair.
I'd imagine Itami hasn't done too much here.
No.
On ECW?
He is, like I said, you know, he's been out of sorts for a while. He is struggling, even in the Cruiserweight division, but that is a division right now currently dominated by one man and one man alone. In Neville. And we're going to, it's going to be much different to the shows we've seen this week so far. I mean, on SmackDown, we saw nearly every champion, in some means. We saw, I think the only one we didn't see was Nikki Cross. On Raw, we saw all the champions at some point. Tonight, we're going to see none of the champions. There are no champions.
All the champions on Raw, none of which were in the Bullet Club, just to reiterate.
Yep. It's same here, surprisingly. How about that?
Huh.
But, anyway, yeah, we're going to have no champions in action here tonight, so this will just be showcasing how great our talent is on the road to the Rumble.
Alright, no champions here, but what about challengers?
Well, we've got Samoa Joe,
Yeah.
the guy who is, of course, going after the ECW Championship. We've got Aleister Black, the #1 contender to the ECW Television Championship, in action later on tonight. That will be an interesting one. It's Itami there with a stiff forearm shot, but Ambrose comes flying back with a lunatic lariat.
You know, I believe the last time I was on ECW, both of the men going for gold right now were facing each other.
They were.
Yeah, nice call.
They were engaged in that absolutely incredible matchup all the way back at Heatwave. Back when Dean Ambrose right here was the ECW Television Champion. How times have changed.
And, you know, I guess that sort of proves that winner or loser, you know, if you put on a good performance, it shows. Both of these men now going for gold.
Absolutely. Tommy trying to come back in this one right now. He's having to use whatever he can to his advantage against the heavier Ambrose. But oh, what an enziguri there.
Yeah, I'd imagine it takes a bit more to take Ambrose off his feet. As you saw that sort of rebound lariat or whatever.
Ambrose now up on the top rope. Something dangerous could come from this one. This is usually where the cruiserweights at the Tommy face belong, but oh, a big, looked like a chop there essentially from the top rope.
So I ask out of curiosity and nothing more. Has Itami held gold in this universe?
No.
Anything of note in this universe?
He's here.
Points for that.
And he has a GTS, but he may be looking to hit on Dean Ambrose right now. Going to bring him up to the show. Ambrose there with a great counter, to be fair. Slipped his way up there before Itami could even lift him on his shoulders.
Wow, Itami's getting some shots in, but anything that's even remotely big, Dean Ambrose has an answer for it.
And Ambrose has something very big there that should well send him to the Royal Rumble. Dirty deeds to Itami, and Dean Ambrose is going to the Royal Rumble.
And you know what that means? We very well may see Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe Rollins loses the belt beforehand.
That won't happen, but Ambrose, your winner. And speaking of him, I thought you were here tonight. Oh, glory. Man, am I happy to see you. Are you a sight for sore eyes after everything that's gone on recently?
I suppose that's one way of dealing with potential
Seth
challenges.
Rollins, well, he's not a challenger. Dean Ambrose ain't a challenger in Seth Rollins' mind. Seth Rollins got other things to focus on. Seth Rollins is making sure that everyone pays attention to him. Dirty deeds to Ambrose.
Taking the move of Dean Ambrose. No, that just seemed right.
Putting a smile on my face. Man, Seth Rollins, have I missed you? And Seth Rollins talking about last week, the loss to Samoa Joe, and how difficult it was to endure. And I gotta be honest, even watching it, it was heartbreaking to see Seth Rollins lose to Samoa Joe, and now with Joe and McIntyre going to the Royal Rumble to face off in that triple threat match for the ECW Championship. Seth Rollins is well aware that no one can touch him, no one as phenomenal as him, no one who has left a mark on ECW. Hello, who are you? You're not supposed to be here yet. But
to be fair, neither was Rollins.
AJ Styles jumping the gun and coming out to see the ECW champion here. You do not interrupt the king when he is speaking, AJ Styles. Last time I checked, you were not on the same echelon as Seth Rollins. You, like the rest of ECW, were beneath this man. And that's the key word, is that whenever you hear someone say phenomenal, you just dash out here and try and protect what little legacy you have left. accusing Seth Rollins of slipping. Seth Rollins slipping? Who's the one who still has gold around their waist?
Well, to be fair, who's the one that lost last week?
Who's the... AJ Styles, he lost last week at the pay-per-view as well. I didn't see Seth Rollins losing. Seth Rollins just completely right. Slipped up at guilty as charged. And now look at AJ Styles playing the suck up. Playing the ass kisser essentially to these people in the crowd. That these people made AJ Styles, and oh, here we go, accusing me of being crooked. I'm not crooked. Seth Rollins is the greatest wrestler alive today. He's the greatest wrestler of all time. And now you want to try and change things. Now AJ Styles changing the conversation. If he beats Samoa Joe, he wants in to that title match at the Royal Rumble. And Seth Rollins is more than happy to oblige. AJ Styles wants to try and have one last stand in the spotlight that Seth Rollins has shone upon him for a cup of coffee. Well, he's got it. If he beats Samoa Joe here tonight, it'll be a fatal four-way for the ECW Championship come the Royal Rumble. But Styles, you've got a long way to go if you think you're going to make it there.
Well, that certainly is an interesting turn of events, kind of shades of what we've seen earlier this week.
Well, we'll see what will happen when that main event comes around. As for right now, we've got a tag team match to focus on. The number one contenders to the tag team titles, the Four Horsemen. They go up against the Usos here. We're looking, much as we saw with Brock Lesnar on SmackDown Live, to get his name out there and potentially in the tag team scene as well. Now I've heard, a little birdie has told me, Darren Oliver, that you're quite a fan of the Usos.
Well, that birdie was correct. I'm high on these guys. They seem to know what it is to be hip.
And you don't.
And I do. I'm cool. I'm certainly no crooked GM.
Oh, that's up for debate. That's up for debate on many a day. But not today.
All I'm saying is hashtag Crooked Larry, but yes, Usos. May see them on Raw someday. Hashtag Crooked Larry. I'd love to have the Usos on Raw someday, though.
Well, you have to give me an offer that's worth it. But here come the number one contenders, the Four Horsemen. Apollo Crews and Roddy Strong beat the Wyatt family in quite a bit of an upset at guilty as charged. And now, before the Royal Rumble, they will go up against the Authors of Pain for those tag team titles.
Wait, hold on. These two men eat the Wyatt family.
Yes.
And please, just make sure I'm not drawing blanks here. They're composed of who?
Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman.
Huh.
However, they did pin Wyatt. They didn't pin Strowman.
Okay. Still impressive. Not going to take that away from them, but, you know.
Now, two-thirds of the team that clean swept the Elite as well at Survivor Series.
The Elite, of course, you know. Some of the most dangerous tag teams here in the universe.
Not the most dangerous tag team, as you would let us know.
You know, sometimes people just don't have their coffee. Yeah.
Seems so, but as we get things going here, it is, I believe, Jey Uso starting things off in this one against Apollo Crews.
Starting off strong, too.
Taking a guess, because the Usos, they're twin brothers for a reason. I fucking can't tell the difference between them.
Well, they're the Usos, and I think that's all that matters. I don't think it's ever
sent on by Uso.
Well, you know, there's a reason why, you know, they're a unit. It's because they are the Usos.
Well done.
Well, I think it's okay. I'm not gonna go into this right now. I'll leave my lectures for another day.
Very good, very good. We're gonna get the Daro lecture channel up and ready for the new year.
Yes.
25 minutes of nonsensical ramblings followed up by you crying in the last 5 minutes.
That doesn't
Beautiful
sound
counter
right.
there to the double underhook suplex there by Uso. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's Jay. So, but that's definitely Apollo Crews hitting an overhead belly to belly there.
I haven't seen much of these two men that aren't, you know, the Usos. But they're
4 horsemen.
Yes, I haven't seen much of them.
Tag
but
made
for
between
what
the
I
team
am
that aren't the
seeing now,
Usos.
they're pretty impressive.
Lovely double team move there. Working well together as the tag is made here into presumably Jimmy Uso. Collision there in mid-air by both men, neither getting the better of the other, and Roddy having to act quickly there with a bit of a desperation lariat to bring down Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, his strike's looking kind of sloppy, but twice as effective.
Roddy Strong has had quite the history in ECW as well. I mean, his career, much like a lot of members of the Four Horsemen, especially Baron Corbin, kind of picked up when they were in the Four Horsemen. Had an ECW championship shot at Anarchy Rules. Fell just short to Seth Rollins, as so many have in the past. And well, as he remains, of course, a member of the Four Horsemen, Baron Corbin does not, going out on his own. And his hopes and dreams of becoming ECW champion were dashed at guilty as charged, courtesy of Seth Rollins. But that does not mean for a second we have seen the last of Baron Corbin around here. Back in the matchup right now, Roddy Strong looking to take flight here against Jimmy Uso. Drop kick to the back there. Makes you think why Uso gave up his back there for Roddy.
Well, it could all be part of strategy. It's really hard to tell sometimes, you know?
Well, if that was strategy, that was smart. Isolating Roddy Strong now.
A big thing that I see in the universe a lot is catching your opponent off guard, make like false sense of security type of deal. I think that might have been what that drop kick was.
Oh, what an Irish whip there to Roddy Strong now. And with Roddy on his own, with Crews still down on the outside, this could be a great opportunity for the Usos to make a tag, get something going here.
The Usos returning the favor with that senton.
Apollo Crews back up on the apron here, and Jimmy Uso just not capitalizing on the moment, just staring at Roddy Strong. There we go, there's the tag that we've been waiting for.
I believe tagging into Jimmy Uso.
I think this is Jay. I tell you one thing, it's definitely Uso, because they're a unit.
I don't know why you're... Okay.
You're 100% correct, they are a unit. There was one thing they are, it is unit. Unitized.
I'm composing myself. I am a good man. And the Four Horsemen looking for a tag team maneuver. Oh, wow.
Reverse suplex, I guess? Something along those lines. Both men playing up to their strength, and now here comes almost a complete athlete in Apollo Crews. Size, speed, aggression. This guy's got it all going for him. And he's still got a long way to go in his career as well under the Four Horsemen.
Well, Apollo Crews, at face value, he does seem like a very athletic man, impressive man.
Great evasion there, the step up in Zaguri though by Jay/Jimmy Uso. Seeing as neither of us can fucking tell who it is.
I'm sure that's Jimmy.
I'm sure that's Jay. Look, right, we'll get it sorted out eventually. And it'll be easy to remember then, because one wears a shirt and one doesn't.
You know, I'm getting this sorted out right now.
Alright, figure out for us.
Yeah, I'm asking the guys out back.
Oh yeah. Those aren't actual people, those are just guys out back.
It's the guys in the... It's the guys in the van, man.
Yeah, that's the wrong van.
What van are you talking to then?
We have a truck, not a van.
Raw has a van.
Yeah, because you're fucking shit.
It's not very nice.
Who's going to be able to profit off of Jinder Mahal as world champion?
Well, we weren't profiting after Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, I'm not too sure. That's a merch discussion for another day. Roddy Strong, meanwhile, looking to close out on victory here. And the move I forgot.
End of Heartache.
Thank you.
Yes.
To the Uso I forgot.
You don't even know your own show, man.
You don't even know when your show is.
End of Heartache.
You showing up to... Excuse you. Show up on Raw next time. That was your biggest show in months, and you didn't show up to it.
Sometimes I just need my coffee.
It doesn't take you 2 days to have coffee. Apollo Crews showing off his strength here. Back suplex. Transitions into the powerbomb. A thing of beauty. Could this be the win for him here? There's two. And Uso is kicked out of 2 finishers now.
Oh, what's that? Boys in the... Yes, that is Jey Uso.
So I was right. Thank you.
No.
You said, I'm sure this is Jimmy, and I said, I'm sure this is Jay. Let the record show. We're live, pal. One of the most dangerous tag teams in the universe, Jey Uso, because he's both of the Usos.
Today's not a good day.
Apparently not. It has been a good day though for the 4 Horsemen, because they have isolated Jey Uso here for some time now. And here we go, bringing him up and down again into a back suplex facebuster that will set up for the end of Heartache. Happy now?
Hey, he got it!
And he hits him with the Monday Night Raw.
With the end of Heartache.
Into the cover. This has to do it. This is the 3rd finisher he's been hit with now. And Jey Uso's still kicking out.
Jey Uso. What a man.
He's got the power and the ability of both Usos. So see, it says Jey Uso over there. That's settled. This one's over, brother. Just like this match. Jey Uso. We thought he was both Usos, but he's only one. But he had the heart of both of them as he fought on for ages there. But eventually, he had to give in. It is victory for the 4 Horsemen here on ECW.
I hate ECW.
Oh, I don't know where you're... Oh, God, here come the champs.
Oh, wow.
Another duo that weren't supposed to be here. The Authors of Pain. Putting the boots into the 4 Horsemen.
That's just right. They don't even need to. Look at them. They're monsters.
If there is one thing that Akam and Razor don't need to do, it's to try and sneak attack someone. They could have just walked down to the ring at about 5 miles an hour.
They're like compact Braun Strowmans.
Oh. Aren't they like double Braun Strowman?
I guess. You know how like an ant can lift twice its weight or whatever?
Could you say they're like a worm Braun Strowman? Like, you know, when you cut a worm in half, it becomes 2? Have they just done that to Braun Strowman? Like, have they just cut Braun Strowman, and then you've got like Braun Strowman, you've got Akam, you've cut Akam in half, and now you've got Akam and Razor.
That's not how worms work.
That is exactly how worms work.
No, because one side of the worm would be the butt.
Right, one of the Authors of Pain's got to be the ass then.
Are you gonna tell that to the author? Look,
absolutely not.
First of all, you call your workers assholes.
No, I just said one of them has to be the ass. I didn't call them assholes.
And then you forget the finisher names, their move names, their techniques.
Well, I'm sorry that I'm here every week doing all 4 shows.
Yeah, and it really shows.
Yeah, it shows.
So, we got Sami Callihan here.
Yes.
Tell me a bit about this guy.
Well, he just came off of a great match at Guilty as Charged. Almost became the #1 contender to the ECW Championship, which apparently every single person on ECW now wants a piece of. But here tonight, following... First time I think we've seen him since that loss to Drew McIntyre at Guilty as Charged. And he has a chance to go into the Royal Rumble here. He's just got to overcome Chris Benoit.
What was that about the little hip
I don't know.
sway?
He's a little bit like Dean Ambrose, I guess is the nicest way of saying it. He's a little bit, you know, his own person type thing.
Hey, they shook hands before. That's respect.
Good
I like
respect
that.
shown by both men there, and we're underway with this one now.
We could learn a thing or two from them.
I'd rather not. Yeah, maybe you can learn a thing or two by showing up more often.
I try.
Man's got to have his coffee that takes him fucking 4 weeks to have.
It's very exclusive.
This arena's become very Japanese all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's respectful at the start of the match to.
Here we go, they're back. And they've gone. And they're back. Can we keep them?
They're really enjoying that pin.
They were really into the technical start. It's so fucking quiet. For an abdominal stretch. Great counter there out of the abdominal stretch there by Sami Callihan. If the crowd could continue to make noise, that would be appreciated. I know this is a very respectful match, you know, they got off to a nice start, but that's kind of gone now. They're just hitting each other with moves.
Well, no, it's a slow build.
They're only
Clearly.
popping to the moves now. They don't know who to side with in this one. They're so split down the middle, they've decided, let's just stay silent.
ECW, everyone. Where nobody cares to cheer.
Everyone cares to cheer. Did you not see how many people we had to turn away?
Apparently not many.
No, you're getting
Do
the
you
two
hear
brands
that?
confused
Do you
now.
hear that?
You walk around
Do you
giving
hear
away
that?
free tickets. Yeah, I'm
Do you hear
hearing
that?
respect being dished out here for these two credible athletes.
Oh, really? Because I'm hearing nothing.
Yeah, it's the same when it comes to commentary on Raw from your headset. I'm hearing nothing.
Look.
Wait, you want to talk about me not respecting my own brand? At least I show up to my own brand.
You know, I learned a thing or two. And I learned from Carl
Don't
Anderson.
show up.
I learned from Carl Anderson, you know, the guy who lost the tag titles,
Yeah.
to make excuses.
So, you learned from the people you allegedly hated the most. Doesn't that make you a hypocrite?
Not at all.
Oh, go on, please tell me more. Tell me more.
The Good Brothers weren't so bad.
They
Now,
were part of the Bullet Club who you
there
didn't
were
like.
bits of them. There were bits of them that I found unfavorable. Yes.
So you took a bit from the, you took something from the unfavorable bit.
No.
Is what you're saying. Oh, so you respect the fact that Carl
Look,
Anderson
I don't have
had
to
food poisoning.
explain things to you. All right.
You're
Sure.
doing a very good job. You're doing a whopping job right now. Your explanation is you're as good as explaining as this crowd is as being loud right now in this matchup.
Just pay
Sami
attention
Callihan,
to the match.
Headlock driver.
That could be it.
That may already send him to the Royal Rumble.
One,
Cover on Benoit
two.
here. Benoit kicking out at 2. He needed a kick out there. That would have been a very embarrassing performance. Even Hideo Itami did better.
So, you gotta think. Is Benoit tapping?
No. No, he's doing New Day rocks. I've just heard from the guys in the giant production truck we have where we have an issue. Someone broke one of the mics in the crowd and now we're having difficulty setting them all up. Whoever that man is, he is fired.
Don't have that problem on Raw.
You wouldn't know, you're never there. The crowd is just naturally silent because they don't give a shit. What's this? Jinder Mahal World Champion. I'm glad my ticket was free.
What's this? Dolph Ziggler not champion. I'm buying out tickets for next Raw.
You didn't buy out tickets for your fixture. You had to give them away.
That's not true. Why? That's not gonna say it, but that's not true.
I have the sales figures. I know people well up in the business. I know people up in the corporation, and they give me the scoop. And speaking of scooping, Benoit just scooped that arm in there and has locked in the crippler crossface to try and send him to the Royal Rumble here. Callihan, though, is not one who taps out.
See, I can't see Benoit doing too good in the Rumble.
And why is that?
Because he's more of a technician.
Well, he just got eliminated from it, so there you go.
Submission kind of guy, and you can't win a Royal Rumble with a submission.
But you can win a Royal Rumble with something that Chris Benoit does possess, and that is brute force. Like, you could German suplex someone over the top rope. I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar's probably done it in the past.
That's an excellent point, but I think there are many men bigger than Chris Benoit. Exhibit A, The Undertaker.
Exhibit
or Kane.
B, The Authors of Pain. C.
Jinder Mahal.
No.
Yes.
Exhibit C, and the one that kind of outdoes everyone. Braun Strowman.
Oh, yeah.
You try and convince me The Undertaker's bigger than Braun Strowman. And I will be believed that you are blinded by stupidity.
But I can convince you that Undertaker would give Braun Strowman hell, but this is not the crossover episode.
It is not. That's the Royal Rumble.
Which this match is leading up to.
It is. Seeing as we're in the middle of this right now, I do want to actually ask, when are you going to unveil your people in the Royal Rumble?
It'll be a process. I don't think... I doubt there will be a qualifier for every person in the Rumble. I think some people just sort of deserve their spot, or it's about time that they, get what they need. But we'll probably see some stuff down the road.
Okay. Just wanted to check, because SmackDown has told us zippity nothing so far about the Rumble. I guess they focused more on Backlash, though. And to be fair, after the last SmackDown we just saw, I don't think they had time to focus on the Rumble.
Yeah, stuff was pretty chaotic over there.
Meanwhile, back to this match right now. Sami Callihan trying to prove that he could go into his first Rumble and last in a very strong fashion.
You got to give it to both of these men, because I think if I was a performer, and maybe the same for yourself, I'd be really nervous in this sort of atmosphere.
What the heck? Oh my god! Look at that by Callihan!
That's don't like even know what to call that.
Crusher taken to the extreme. Benoit's tapping to it.
Well, okay.
Wow, I've never seen Callihan do that before, but it just sent him to the Royal Rumble.
And you know what that means? We very well could see Sami Callihan versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, I would not complain about that one.
Seems like a hard-hitting.
Callihan, certainly not someone who lets pressure get to him. And now he joins Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho in the Royal Rumble. We have unveiled, what, 10% of those going to the Rumble.
So I would like to ask while I can. As most of you, if you don't know, now you know, I'm relatively new here. At the Royal Rumble...
Months in.
Well, I haven't been here years and years.
Okay.
So, if someone from ECW wins the Royal Rumble, could they challenge for, say, Jinder Mahal?
Yes. There is no brand exclusivity, but more often than not, they do tend to stay on the same roster.
Of course.
I think the only one where it hasn't happened was Samoa Joe when he won it. He was an ECW superstar who went after the World Heavyweight Championship, or the WWE Championship at that point.
That certainly is interesting.
So yeah, it is an anyone can win. And of course, you never know with the Rumble. Some surprises tend to show up every single year. If a surprise wins, well, it is definitely all eyes on where he'll go. And I imagine your roster going to be looking for 2 years in a row of victory.
Oh yes, I've already got some gears turning, and if I could make that happen, my first Rumble here, get a win for my brand, that would be really nice. You got plenty of fine talent.
We'll see about that when the Rumble comes along. I'm certainly excited for this one. It is much the same as last year, really. Anyone at all could win it. We had no idea, really, who stood much of a chance of winning last year's Rumble. And it ended up, of course, being Tyler Breeze, and what a 2017 Tyler Breeze made it for himself.
Very eventful. One might being able to pick another world title victory after another one in Mania.
Here we go, though. We're gonna turn our attention away from the Rumble temporarily and focus on a match that will be at the Royal Rumble, as the #1 contender and the former ECW television champion gets ready to make his way out now. Aleister Black, not a happy camper at all. Lost that title at guilty as charged attacked Bobby Roode in his first match as champion. But Bobby Roode repaid the favor last week by laying out Aleister Black with a glorious DDT in his match with Drew McIntyre. Now to protect both men and to make sure we actually can have a match go on this week, Bobby Roode will not be here tonight. I have made sure that Roode stays at home. Meanwhile, Aleister Black will go up against Tetsuya Naito. You want to talk about hard hitting? This is basically the epiphany of it.
I bet. So then I gotta ask, who do you think is gonna come out on top in this?
Well, I think it should be Black, but Black may also be clouded in his thoughts. He may be too over-possessed with the thoughts of trying to take away the ECW Television Championship, or the night that guilty is charged where he lost the belt to Bobby Roode, that he could well make a mistake here. And if Tetsuya Naito is able to capitalize, Aleister Black's going to be kicking himself literally and figuratively, and I imagine Bray Wyatt would be as well. And as someone who, of course, isn't around in this, hasn't been around on too many episodes of ECW, you gotta be fair. When Aleister Black comes towards the ring, a chill runs down your spine when you see this man.
That I can agree. That's kind of why I'm almost stuck in awe seeing this man come down to the ring. There's a certain mystique to him.
That's why he fits almost perfectly into the Wyatt family, to be fair. Mystique to all of them. We get this one underway here. Naito and Black, and look at that by Black right from the start. Geared up aggression. That is one thing that Aleister Black has in spades. And one thing that he desperately wants back is the ECW Television Championship, but you have a point to be said.
He's very cold and calculated.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think, ideally, Black could probably finish this in a minimum of strikes.
Tetsuya Naito going to try and make life difficult for him. Of course, a hard striker in his own right. And here comes Aleister Black, though. Look at that. Ducks under the kick, but immediately feels another one. And Aleister Black just watching him. So, like, you think about the Wyatt family, they work in mysterious ways. Aleister Black kind of personifies the sadistic nature of the Wyatt family.
One thing about Black is that it seems he doesn't need shortcuts. There's nothing. He's got it all.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. All and a little bit more as well when you think about it. This man didn't take any shortcuts to win the television championship back at SummerSlam. You were there on the night he won it. Indeed. Oh, what a forearm, though, by Naito. Oh. There's him showing he's got some strikes of his own. When every strike that lands, you kind of got to feel your jaw a little bit and think about how lucky you are that it's not being hit on you.
Do you see the ups on Aleister Black, though? Being able to just jump his knee right to the head of Naito.
Both of them into the head of Naito there. And look at the absolute just ease that Aleister Black holds him across the ring and dumps him face first into the turnbuckle. And then power bombs him down again.
I think it's safe to say Naito is going to have to pull something out of his magic hat to,
oh my God,
to win this one.
This is what happens when Aleister Black is at his worst phase, I think we've just found out. Look at the strength. Deadlift German without even trying. Into the cover here and a 2 count.
I gotta say, it's probably one of my favorite moves to see every time.
Aleister Black now up to the top rope. What will we see here? That was smart by Naito there. Rolled away at the very last moment and then is now crawling in the opposite direction. That's ring awareness by Tetsuya Naito there. But he still can't escape Aleister Black.
I dare say Black, if he wanted to, he probably could jump from that corner to there.
Probably. He probably
it's
just
more
let
so
him crawl away. It was like someone stalking their prey, and there's a double foot stomp by Black. Scrambles into the cover here. Trying to hope it's enough to put away Tetsuya Naito already. There's 2, and Naito kicks out.
There's really, so far, unless something else can happen, Black seems to be easy pickings right now.
He is just having a whale of a time with Naito, to be fair. These two men have had their battles in the past, and if there's one thing I didn't expect Naito to be manhandled like this.
Every time Black gets another strike in, it's almost like Black is getting stronger.
Naito's especially getting weaker as well from every single one of them.
Naito almost looking kind of still getting his moves off, but just sort of sluggish. Slowing down.
Having to work at his own pace, really. Aleister Black back up to his feet here, and a big time shot in the face, and here come the strikes once more from Black. Trying to duck that kick, but that second one just comes too fast to avoid.
With a normal man?
Oh, this is going to be the end, I imagine. And Black Mass!
It's over.
Look at the reaction to that kick. No defense.
That's never pretty to see.
Sinks basically into the mat. But Naito kicks at it too.
Huh.
That's the.
Well.
That is all the battles that Naito has gone through in the past, I guess.
Looking for another deadlift German. And hitting it perfectly. Now, to his credit, as you've seen at least twice here, Naito can dodge sufficiently fast. But when you're against someone like Aleister Black, it really doesn't matter.
You need more than dodging if you want to get someone with Aleister Black. You need hard-hitting moves, and Naito has not really hit that many hard-hitting moves. Naito, though, getting a little bit desperate there, maybe. Rake of the eyes, and a reverse DDT there. He's still trying to do something to turn this match around here. Naito having to resort to some more desperation tactics, really.
I can't see that working in his favor. If there was anybody you wouldn't want to piss off, it would probably be Aleister Black.
Oh, he's just going to kick you even harder.
You're just pissing him off. You're not lowering it.
You're not doing damage. You're not making it easier for you to win. You're making it harder for you to win. Now look, he's just toying with him. Simple kicks here. Naito unable to fight back, and oh, what a knee! Naito scrambling into the corner.
Oh, the knee crushing against Naito's skull.
Naito, oh my god, Naito with Destino from out of nowhere!
But do you think it's going to be enough? That's probably the first big move Naito has gotten off.
And it got a 2 count though on the number 1 contender. Naito may well have just opened a window for him to get himself back in this one.
Oh, come on. That's something Tyler Breeze would do.
This is the worst thing to do.
That's something Tyler Breeze would do at his worst.
Would have.
At his worst.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was trying to get across.
Naito is still maintaining control here. And this is something he needed to do right from the start of the match. Go after the legs of Aleister Black. You take away those kicks, you're taking away so much of Aleister Black's offense. It makes it that much harder for him to get the win. But Black makes him pay. Big cutter. Sweeps through into the Dragon Slayer now.
I've never seen such a fluent lock into a submission.
Such speed possessed by this man.
But Naito able to make quick work of it and get out of there.
Great stuff to say the least. And now Naito trying to slow the pace down a little bit.
I don't think that's going to work against a man like Aleister Black.
Black right back up to his feet there.
Oh, looking for a black mass, I believe.
I don't know. Was he? Did Naito duck it?
Yeah.
It was so fast, I blinked and I missed it. That's how quick that move strikes, but Naito, if he was able to counter, is going strong here. He's had enough of deadlift Germans. It's time to hit one of his own. Look at that.
And if there was ever a payback, I think that was it. Mighty impressive by Naito.
What a German suplex by Naito as he continues going here. This is a great comeback, to be fair, from Naito.
Oh, credit where credit is due. I figured this match was going to be over 2 minutes ago.
Aleister Black having some difficulties right now. And Bobby Roode, watching at home, has got to be thinking that he could capitalize on those little mistakes he makes.
But I don't see Aleister Black slowing down as much as Naito is.
Doesn't seem to be slowing down at all when he swings for the fences there and missed it. That time he got it! As if almost to see if Naito had anything left in him, to see if he would duck it. Well, he didn't, and Aleister Black has put this one to rest.
Well, if that's any indication of anything, nobody's perfect, but Aleister Black is pretty damn close.
Tetsuya Naito tried, but Aleister Black basically got to express all his anger out there and kick Naito into almost a state of unconsciousness. Well, here is your number one contender, and when those two have their rematch at the Royal Rumble, you know it's going to be a big one. You know that no one is safe in this one, especially not the competitors within it. It is going to be something outstanding to witness. Just helping to make ECW the A brand that it is. But before we move on to our main event, we are going to hear from the man who won the Special Opportunity Battle Royal at Guilty as Charged, A-Double Austin Aries. Has a few things he'd like to get off his chest after being away for a little while here. What does Austin Aries have to say? And what will the greatest man that ever lived look to get across just before we head into our big time main event? Oh, here he is. Happy to be here in ECW and happy to see him as well. Austin Aries made a triumphant return at Guilty as Charged, picked up the win there, and then picked up the win just after on ECW to give him that title shot whenever he wanted. Always happy to see Austin Aries around, the Grand Slam champion that he is. And he's expressing basically what I just brought up there, what he was going to do next, and Aries almost having no clue. But apparently he's had an epiphany, I guess you could say.
He knew what was next for him.
Oh, that's what is next for him. Neville putting the challenge out there, the king of the cruiserweights. Well, only one man comes around calling himself that. And Austin Aries believing that he hasn't proved himself to true greatness, akin to the greatest man that ever lived. And there we go on the ECW before the Royal Rumble. He's laying out the challenge to Neville. The Cruiserweight Championship will be defended on that night. And Austin Aries will look to take the title away and make it the greatest division on ECW.
Wow. That certainly is something.
Well, the Cruiserweight Champ ain't here tonight, so we could do nothing but listen to what Austin Aries had to say there. Aries and Neville on the ECW before the Royal Rumble. That's going to be a big one for the Cruiserweight title. But you want to talk about big ones. Oh boy.
Samoa Joe certainly is a big one.
This main event as a whole, and as you can hear, we've definitely fixed the mic because this crowd is on their feet for this main event. And what a...
I'm just saying they're popping. You know, you can hear them. They're very vocal. But I had to ask before we get too far into this, do you think Austin Aries has a chance?
Yes.
Alrighty.
This is a Grand Slam champion. This is a man who calls himself the greatest man that ever lived. And for unlike most who could go around calling themselves that, he sticks up to this claim. I believe, correct? I may need to be corrected because I might be wrong, but Austin Aries has held more titles than anyone else in this universe. So yes, I think he can do it. Right now, we focus on this main event. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. Joe going to the Royal Rumble. Styles wants to get there as well. Imagine how that would be in a big scheme of things. Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins have both lost to Samoa Joe in these last 2 weeks. What if AJ Styles beats Samoa Joe? That changes the concept to the Royal Rumble match entirely. Not only is another man added, but AJ Styles heads in with a win over the man who has beaten the number one contender and the champion.
You know, I dare say from perhaps Samoa Joe, AJ Styles entering the match may not be such a bad thing.
Do tell.
Because if AJ Styles is in the match, that's just one more person that isn't Seth Rollins that you can pin to win the belt.
That's a very fair point. AJ
Because,
Styles.
well, you hold Seth Rollins at a very high, place, right, on the totem pole. And you'd probably say he's probably the highest man in ECW right now, in terms of skill, strength, whatever.
Yes.
You don't have to pin him to win the belt. So maybe AJ Styles' entry isn't so bad. In fact, go on.
I will counteract that. If AJ Styles makes it, I'm not saying he is, but if he does, he's not going to be a pushover by any means. It's not as if Samoa Joe can walk in and go, right, I know I'm going to be able to pin him.
That's completely valid. I'm just saying it's one less Seth Rollins that you can pin.
I'll tell you, one man who I don't think will be happy about anything by the end of the night when it comes to the ECW Championship is going to be Drew McIntyre. Thought he was going to have a one-on-one match with Seth Rollins at the Rumble. And in a few weeks, that could have well gone from one-on-one to a fatal four-way.
Drew McIntyre, almost tonight, so I'm not saying he is. I'm not here every night. Almost feeling like an afterthought. So it's about the three men, not McIntyre.
Well, I mean, I guess that's why he's not here tonight. Of course, he wanted to get some aggression out from losing to Joe last week against Aleister Black, but Bobby Roode had a part to play in why that didn't happen. But right now we focus on this main event, Joe and Styles. Who do you think's got this one?
Well, I can't say for sure who's coming out on top, but I do think Joe has the control here. I think Joe can pick whatever he wants. He could side with me or he could side with you on this, on the whether AJ Styles should be here or not. But I think Joe has it.
So you think Joe's winning?
I think Joe can pick whether he wants to lose or win this match. It's in his hands.
I think Joe chooses. Joe never chooses to lose. Joe isn't someone who will ever throw away a victory.
Then perhaps you have me there. I'm just saying, hypothetically, Joe could get a chair, give AJ Styles the DQ win, and make sure when AJ goes in at the pay-per-view, he's not going to be able to stand a chance.
It's a long way to go into the Royal Rumble, so I'm not sure how much a cheer tonight would make a difference, but I don't think Samoa Joe will do that. Two men highly respected by the ECW locker room and the crowd. And they're going out of here tonight. Joe bringing out all the strikes to get things underway. Oh, what a senton!
Already.
Close to 300 pounds coming crashing down on your ribs there.
So who do you think has this one?
I'm going to say Joe. I'm not trying to discredit Styles at all, but Samoa Joe beat the #1 contender and the ECW champion. Beating Seth Rollins alone is almost unheard of. But to beat Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, that's something else.
Of course.
But then again, if AJ Styles doesn't win here tonight, well, there may well be a spot in the Royal Rumble waiting for him.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of poetic, losing tonight but still getting the title opportunity eventually.
It could happen, you never know.
I say
Styles, look at the strength of Styles there with holding him up in the air and transitioning there into a fireman's carry, but took too long and Joe was able to get out of it.
I'd say prediction. AJ is gonna.
Oh!
Oof.
Into the fucking turnbuckle. Joe leaving nothing behind you, but go on.
I believe that. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank here.
I can tell.
Yeah, that's on me.
Drawing more blanks than you do checks.
That one doesn't even make sense.
Blank checks, boy. I fucked up the punchline is what I did.
Yeah. So, you can take that. And you can.
I can take that and I'll write the blank check and I'll bounce it. And I'll be a member of the Raw roster.
It's not very nice.
Hurry up and find your
Joe.
blank. Come on.
Well, now I've completely lost it because you derailed me. Like
You
the
said
villain
prediction.
you
You said AJ, and then forgot everything else.
are. Yes, I'm not. I didn't have my coffee. All right. I made that clear.
You had 2 days. AJ Styles looking for another pump handle, something or other, but Samoa Joe just out-muscled him there. And now here comes the strength of Joe, just carrying him around with ease.
Joe's like almost like a diesel tank with no end.
He never runs out of gas. He's always going right from the start, but look at that. Styles gets off his shoulders, and it's the fireman's carry neck breaker.
But will that be enough? I don't think so.
Will this be enough, though? AJ Styles in position. Styles, phenomenal forearm.
That's usually a finisher. He could go for it now.
Is Styles going to the Rumble? Joe says hell no.
That wasn't even close. That was defiant and ready.
That was like he just hit a forearm. Not a phenomenal forearm, nothing special. It's like he just hit a move and Joe was just like, okay. Look at that by Joe, one-armed.
Yeah, I believe it's called a
Well,
Uranagi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't even try with that one there. Styles looking for a powerbomb. Maybe even a Styles Clash could be on its way if it was. Joe get out of that one with ease.
AJ didn't even get half of that one in.
Stumbling up to their feet and Styles in position and in big trouble. Coquina clutch. Can he make Styles tap out in the middle of the ring? No, Styles still keeping his chance of going to the Royal Rumble well and truly alive.
But I think it holds true. Joe isn't really a man who tires too much. You see, for example, when he fought Aleister Black way back when. I can't say the same for AJ Styles. By all accounts, he's a normal man. He will eventually tire.
Well, I mean, he calls himself the phenomenal one, so I don't think he counts himself as a normal man. I think these are two men who have, well, if Joe has a gas tank that doesn't run out, well, AJ Styles has got a gas tank that very, very rarely runs out. Both these men are demonstrating why on the outside right now. Big back suplex there onto the thin padding. That is not going to do you any favors whatsoever. And it's Joe who forces them back in the ring here.
Both of these men taking every inch of punishment out of the other.
That is going to leave a mark. That dragon suplex will, and Styles is still kicking out. This is what we came to expect, really, just the hard-hitting aspect to this entire matchup. No remorse showing, despite there being respect for each other. Styles with the fireman's carry neck breaker there.
That's the second of the night. Could be leading to the finale.
Oh, it is not. Samoa Joe believes it is not anyways. And what Samoa Joe says, Samoa Joe likes to happen. Big knee in the face there, and I think that one busted open AJ. Looks like it did. Enough power there to bust open AJ Styles, but Styles ain't giving in yet.
That doesn't look pretty at any angle. You gotta...
Joe did that from his own strikes.
And you just gotta think how much more AJ can take.
These two men, oh, there they are again. Even without the huge hits in the face, the punches in the ribs are enough to win someone. Probably enough to crack a rib, knowing how strong Samoa Joe is. But AJ Styles is still able to kick out here. My only worry is if he's put in another Coquina clutch, I don't think he'll be able to get out of it.
I think that's a fairly safe assumption.
Another Uranagi slam there. Oh my god.
He didn't even need the leverage of oh my. He's
Went
really
for the
doing
double
this.
knees. Styles with an incredible evasion there. Knew he had to get out of the way and just about got it. Styles now. Beautiful maneuver. AJ Styles was on the, well, for a moment there was looking like it was all said and done for him, but he's fought back right at the end here. Big time backbreaker now. And Styles has Joe floored.
I still think all Joe needs to, at this point, with the bleeding head and the match going on for how long it already has, Joe just needs a couple more strikes in there, and I think he got it. He has it in the bag.
Joe moves out of the way. That great evasion by AJ Styles. Could it be a Styles clash on its way? No, but it's a power bomb. Even after everything to show that kind of strength, Samoa Joe is still powering out at 1, and AJ Styles now feeling the wear and tear.
That almost looked like sort of a snap power bomb. Like he went down.
He went, yeah, he just kind of
snapped.
Well, nothing like a jackknife, which is more just letting your guy fall. But here we go. AJ Styles gonna try again here. Phenomenal forearm.
This could be it. Very well. Maybe.
That powerbomb. That powerbomb changed things up big time by AJ Styles. Will it send him to the Royal Rumble? Styles into the cover with 1, 2, and it has.
AJ Styles. See you at the Rumble.
Sure, another man up in that match. Now, everything changes. The man who beat the #1 contender and the ECW champion is beat tonight by the Phenomenal One. AJ Styles adds himself to that match, and at the Royal Rumble, it will now be Seth Rollins defending against Drew McIntyre, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles. The Royal Rumble itself is always a spectacle to tune into, but I think we've just given you another reason to tune into that pay-per-view. That is a match that I would not ever want to miss.
And I'm not even a fan of ECW. I don't come here all the time, but I will say I will be tuning in to see that.
There you have it. AJ Styles, your winner. And the big question, I think, goes towards the champion Seth Rollins. What goes through his mind right about now? We'll find out next week, I guess, but I'll end this episode of Universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys. And ta-ra.
Bye.